Okay, y'all, I'm back. And I am just going to be going through some of what I did to get your new pattern, month 3, block 3, Symphony of Blue Wreaths. And this one is called Dogwood Blossoms and Buds. However, I'm kind of calling it the medallion block because I did it so differently. So this is our new block. And let me see. Birdie's upside down. I hope I'm orienting this right for you. So, medallion. And these are flowers that are cut from a beautiful fabric. Odile Bayou. I don't know how to say her name. I'm not, but look at this. This is what I took them from. Oh no, the holy fabrics are all gone. They came from these things. From this beautiful fabric. See? And I just happen to have 4 of the red or the orange, not red, the orange and the pink, and then the orange were on the outer side. So you can see. So quickly, let me run you through what I did. So let's say these, and I cut out all of these little medallions off of this fabulous fabric here. Can you see? Thinking, and that's what's on the middle here. It has all these, every one of them are just intricately different. It's really cool. But I cut out all these little medallions to see if I wanted to do the block and all of medallions, since I called the block the medallion block. Da 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 da. And I thought, yikes! And of course, at this point, I have not put in any of this wonderful little embroidery that's all over this the original. I haven't put that in yet. So it may change it, and it might have made it okay to do all these cute little medallions. Da da da. And some of you might be looking at it thinking, I gotta find that fabric. What is that fabric? That fabric is Morris Creative Group 2025 for QT Fabrics, it looks like. And I can't remember where I got it, but man, it's a pretty one. So I thought, okay, that's overkill. I'm not thinking I want to do that. And also, where did the cute little birdie come from? There it is. He came from this beautiful fabric. There were some other birds on here too. This almost feels like a lawn. It is such a fabulous, fabulous fabric. And again, this is one of the ones out of France. Does Odile have it here? Nothing on her selvage here. But you can ask me about it. It's ODILLEBAILLEAU, something like that. I'm not sure. This one doesn't have it on the one either, so that was hers. So of course, everything starts with your blue ring, and this is a beautiful blue, beautiful, beautiful, yum, yum, yum. For your wreaths, you're going to decide if you want to do like the original. Hey, let's have a look at the original. Here it is. Dun, dun, dun. So, isn't that fabulous? It's kind of crazy. You got to know, when Mom did most of the block pattern sketches, Joanne. Hi, Joanne. It was really a sketch, and I went in and blackened lines, erased, added, took away, but mainly, just tweaked some of her things. And when I put all the little dogwood flowers on, it just was too much white space for me at the time. And I thought, well, let me do some embroidery because I can't help myself. So, I mean, there's just embroidery everywhere on here. So lots of colonial knots. And these are chain stitches. You got to put them everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So that's what the original looks like. So you'll be able to go back and choose if you want to do dogwoods. That's what the pattern looks like. Let's see. What does the pattern look like when you get it? Your pattern is going to come in 2 pages when you download it. Write it upside down. When you download it, 2 pages. So, of course, I always tell you, check this. check, 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 check. Because when I printed mine off, it came out about just about 7/8 of an inch on my 1-inch grid. So I would have to take it to a printer because my home printer does not fix that for me. So I'd have to go to a printer and max up to get it to what I want it to be. And a lot of you, I have heard, are actually oversizing it past what I'm doing mine, because these blocks, the actual design area is turning out to be, well, I've got a little short ruler here. I think most of them are turning out to be around 10 and a half, 11 on their actual design side, from design element to design element. And so you'll want to check that and get it to the size you want, and then pay attention to how much black or white space you want here, and as whether you want to add in some of the embroidery, where you're going with it, whether you need it or not. And then of course on my sheet, I always give you a little bit of information here. Now I've had several of y'all ask me about what is the cutting amounts you need. For instance, last month's block, which yummy, yummy pineapple. You know, I don't give you what the cutting instructions are. There is a downloadable thing that gives you the supplies, and I am totally working from a stash, a big bunch of fabrics, and I'm just cutting and doing as I go. So I would suggest for you to just have your fabrics that you want, and you know, have a fat eighth of this and a fat quarter of that, and the main thing you need is to make all your wreaths, because you got the blue traveling through there, and then again your blue is probably going to go on to your seam, your sashing, and that's all up to you. So you don't need the cutting instructions, and you certainly just want to you know, decide how much of this and that you want to add into it. Get you some colors of ultra suede, and I do sell ultra suede. If you ever need some, you can let me know, and I'll try to hook you up, stick it in an envelope, and send it out to you. So here you go. You can see I've got ultra suede on these little calyxes here. And then I have a green that's kind of running throughout. Really, last month's block had a whole lot more lime green in it, but I'm just trying to stay with some of the same greens, and I'm using scrappy greens I've cut away from all my kits through the years. So some of them are newer, and some of them are not newer. So I wanted to show you real quick, and I have showed you this before, and of course, Caterpillar. Oh Lordy, I love my Caterpillar. And if you can get one, make sure you use my affiliate thing, and you can get a little bit of a discount. Oops, I'm knocking lights off of the table. So you need some type of a light, and I go to my light box. I'll put this on here, and this has got, you know, it's got all these levels, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. Isn't that great? 1. So I'm on the brightest right now. And here's a little medallion, and I've showed this to you before. Let's say I want to use this particular medallion, and I'm just trying to find a pencil that I really want to write with. Where are you, pencil? Here we go. I love these little cheapy, big things, because I can just, you know, put them into everybody's kits, and then we've got them, and everybody's got something. They are not the ones you don't want to use a number 2 lead and write onto your quilting, you know. So I go to a light box, and I usually will cut these off of the fabric, and I'll usually just have a piece of this tearaway stabilizer that I'm using. This is a medium weight. I tell you about it all the time, but just get the bulk out of the way for you. So I'm going to turn off that light, and I'm just going to use this one. So again, I'm going to be looking to see, what do I want to do? Obviously, this is really, really intricate. Let me turn that off for a moment. Can you see? I'm not going to make my life miserable and try to do every little thing in here. This is quite a small medallion. So I'm just going to simplify it. Think circular, or change it into a petal shape if you want. And I mean, it just forgives you. So let's say I would just, and I am using the right side. Make sure you got the right side. And this is just going, I'm just going to do it like that. Let's make it crazy. Not crazy, but easy. I'm just going to follow it through there. So then when that's cut, cut. Where'd you go? Little scissors. Do. Okay. Goodness gracious. I have a little gremlin in here. Oh, I found him. Yeah, every now and then he's nice and he brings them back to me. So cut it out. But you know, what I'm doing is kind of cutting off most of the line. I leave just enough, you know, however you want to do it, to know that that's my original side that I traced. So whatever you want to do to it. Okay, so maybe make a little mark, a plus sign or something on there. I can see. So that tells me, and you need a workspace. So I've got a little vinyl placemat. So that tells me that the original side is going to get the glue. There's a little more light. Da-da-da. You see my art light, my old handy dandy trusty art light. Original side gets the glue. The glue is the Disappearing Elmer's purple glue stick. Make sure you cap them. They dry out really quick, especially if you got a fan on, as I do in my room right now. Okay, so I'm just putting enough. Original side's going to get the glue. In this case, I drew that so willy-nilly that it really doesn't matter. But a lot of times there's something that's got to orient that's really different, because even though it's printed on the fabric, it doesn't mean it's exact, and you'll get a petal that's bigger than another petal. So you want to make sure you're going oriented right. This one won't matter. But this stabilizer is going to give you the joy of being able to do the prepared edge. So the original side that I marked to remind myself is going on to the back side of this. And if it really had to line up perfectly, then I would flip on my Caterpillar again. My Caterpillar Glow Ultra. This is the big boy. Okay, so I'm not going to worry really about where it went, but you can see what I'm saying. Maybe you can see that if it was that you wanted it that intricate, wherever you did that, you've got to make it fit. And you want to be within all that black, if you can. But this is going down on a black fabric. So then I'd go back and off you go. I would want to make sure that I am following about 1/8 of an inch. Unless it's a really finicky fabric, then you need to make sure you give yourself more seam allowance. But sometimes you can't even get a smidgen of a 1/16 of an inch. You can make it work, because what happens? You can always reshape this. You can lift it and just take off more of it if you needed to. So let me move my scraps away because they make my eyes crazy. And I told you to cap it and I didn't. Oh no. Okay, I've got my handy dandy. Keep your tools clean. Don't do as I do. See? Dirty. You got to keep these little orange sticks or cuticle sticks clean. Now, if I had any inset V's, I'd snip into that. But I don't have any insets. There's a little bit of slightly curved. I've done this for y'all so many times, so I'm not even going to do it, except for just to show you I like that beveled side. And I just kind of either come away or towards me. And look at that, what it does. So let's see. On this side, this is what I like to do, is try to make sure my edge is turned away where I don't have that black. However, since I'm going black on black, it will not matter. But at that point, I either needed to cut a little bit more, and I have to drag that like that down below. And it'll fix it. Now, do you need to heat set it? If you want to do any kind of heat setting so you can get a crisper edge if you're going to sew it on machine, which this is all getting sewn on machine. So, okay, I'm going to cap glue, put that away. So, if I was putting it on there, ready to sew it, I put everything down with Elmer's liquid school glue. You know which one I'm talking about. And all the kids are going back to school right now. Elmer's liquid school glue. And or you could use Roxanne's glue basted if that's what you like. This product is not a glue. It's a starch product that Mr. Borden's, who makes Elmer's. So it acts like a starch. It's not going to hang around long enough for pieces to stay on. But if you're going to the sewing machine and ready to sew, then you can get after it. And that's a 1.0 width and length that I'm doing a tiny little zigzag. And then I've shown some of y'all know this, these little identa pins, Sakura. That's the same maker of the Pigma pins that you see in all the quilt shops. They also have these in quilt shops, or some of the box stores carry them, or online. But I like to go back. If I really made a boo-boo somewhere that I didn't like, I can just go back and touch with that. Can you see? I can just change whatever. If I want to deepen the lines or bring them up here, they do come in a bunch of different colors. Or you can use the Pigmas or some other brand that has beautiful, you want archival ink, something that's going to, or paint, that's going to stay on there and not, you need to heat set it. Always heat set it with an iron so it will stay. So again, I put the little buds in and sewed them. I sewed with a silk thread on the top and a 60 weight cotton bobbin thread. So play with your machine and see what it likes to do. It's a zigzag, use an open toe applique foot, and sew these on. Now I'm going up close so you can see. There's my little colonial knots. Can you see those? I did those, and now I can tell you this quilt's going to end up with so much embroidery on it. I know it will, but I just put a few little things on there. There's probably going to be some Austrian crystals on here, blingy bling, bling, bling. All right, that is the lesson for today. Look for your 2 pieces of patterns. They're downloadable on my website. And my newsletter is out today. It does not have the downloadable on there, but it'll give you some information. I told you quickly I wanted to show you what I will be teaching for Barbara and those 2 classes that she's announcing today. So I can't, without resetting camera and all, probably can't get everything here. And this is, we're going to be using oil pastels. They're not scary. You don't have to be an artist. We're using our finger with muslin wrapped around it, and we're painting our vase. This is what this block originally looked like. So the vase that's the original color. And I did use some identa pens. No, I take that back. I used some ink tints, and I colored in and changed the color just a little bit, shaded around here. But in this urn, I used the oil pastels, and I was able to shade it and change its color. You can see the flowers are different. They're the same flowers, but I painted these to bring them down. My intention, they were actually blue of this same fabric cut out. They were blue petaled. But I started looking at my big bold flowers that are in the vase up here. Aren't they pretty? That is a hand-dyed fabric from Sharon Shamber, who I love, love, love her fabrics. And that's an old Ellie fabric here. And yummy, yummy for my ladies that get into this class in Williamsburg. You're going to love your choices of things you get to do. So I did cotton buds here. You can see where I'm focusing in here. And this one has got silk ribbons. So we'll have some choices. And so the one we're doing, excuse me, is this one for one of my projects. And then here's the other block. So this is called Rhapsody of Roses. And it matches my Promise of Peonies that I taught last year. A lot of the same kind of techniques and looks to it, but using a non-bias, an unwired, no, it is a bias. It's a biased silk ribbon by Hannah, or Hannah, and a lot of, it's unbiased here, biased, no wire, so these are biased. Ultra suede, all your little colonial knots, berries, and that's my, my blocks. I'll be hoping you're registering for my class with her. So I'm sure there's a million other things. I'm gonna cut this off and tell you, I should have told you but I didn't. And a sneak peek at next month's block means, let's see if I can figure this out while I still have your attention for another moment. The fourth block on this quilt looks like this. And I've already started it in black. I've already got it going. So this one has got a crazy, so it's got a petal on top of 2 stars in there. Lots of large seed beads, lots of embroidery, and these cute little flowers. You know, this is not what my block is going to end up looking like. So get ready. This will be month 4, and you saw it here first. Okay, talk to you soon. I'll see you in September. Oh my goodness, how has the time just flown by this summer. So see you soon. Bye-bye.